What's going on, guys? Welcome to Ambro's Landscape YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be heading over to one of my condos. I have the Kubota tractor loaded up in this enclosed trailer, but they have this community pile where they pile up all their yard waste within their from their properties, and then once it reaches a certain limit, then I come and basically haul it away. So we're gonna go do that. So pretty simple job, pretty easy. And with everything going on, I don't know technically if I'm supposed to be shut down. I've been told that we're supposed to be, but we've gotten conflicting emails from the governor and from the state of Washington, basically saying that routine maintenance needs to be shut down, but certain landscaping activities can be done. So it's kind of like, man, we don't know what we're wanting to do, because here in my area, we don't have a lot of infected people from the virus. And it just is, you know, it's a smaller town compared to Seattle. So honestly, not sure yet, because I work solo, so I don't know who I'm infecting. I'm not talking to my clients. If anything, we're staying that 6 feet. So we're doing that social distancing thing, but they're sitting there saying we're shut down, which makes no sense. So anyways, we'll figure it out, but we're gonna head off, and I will see you at my condo. We'll get this thing loaded up real quick. We're supposed to be starting weekly mowings this week. That's the thing, is that we don't know if the mowings are shut down, if we're technically shut down. I don't know if we can continue mowing or not. So we'll kind of have to play by ear, see what happens. And I might send an email off to the state saying, hey, this is the reason why I think we should continue working. I'm solo, I'm not talking to my clients. I need to pump up my tire. Woo, look at that. I need to pump up my tire. So let's get that done real quick, and then I'll see you guys at my condo. So see you guys there. All right, guys, so I'm at the condo. As you guys can see, I already pulled the tractor out, and this is the way I'm doing it. So I have my forklift attachment as well as my bucket, and I will show you the reason why I have both of these here. And if you guys don't know, that's the Kubota B2301. It's been a good tractor. It's not the strongest one, but it really comes in handy for what we need. So it's probably a little loud because there's a guy pressure washing. So this is the pile right here, as you guys can see. So what I've already done this like at least 3 times in the past. So what I do is I take the forks, because a lot of this is a lot of big brush, especially that pile right there, a lot of branches. We take the forks and we go through, we pick up a huge pile of it, and then we can load it up that way because the bucket's not going to carry it. So we get all the bigger branches, bigger items with the forks, and then I get the bucket afterwards, come in through and scoop up all the small stuff and get it all nice and cleaned up. So I'm gonna have to drop the enclosed trailer as of right now that the tractor's out of there. We'll bring the diesel around and block off the road so that people can't get through here. And then we'll just start loading this up and call it good. So let's get going. Alright guys, so this isn't working as it usually does. So usually I have my dump trailer and I can actually take the tractor and basically go into the dump trailer and dump all this. So this is one thing I don't like about this tractor, right? Is that the reach of the bucket is not that far. And then when I get to the bed of my truck, this front stupid grill right here is preventing me from pushing the debris any further than that, which is what I hate. And I can somewhat get under my truck right here, but like I said, eventually the front grill starts to bump into that. So anyways, the one thing that would make my life easier with this whole thing is to install one of those claws on the front bucket that basically clamps down. That would be making my life so much easier. And it's probably something I might look into purchasing. I just don't use this enough. But yeah, this is taking a lot longer. Typically, there's a lot bigger items where the forks can lift it all up. And it's kind of like getting a fork in spaghetti, sticking it in there and lifting it all up and it all comes together. But there's so much small stuff in here compared to what there usually is, and all the small stuff's on the bottom rather than on the top where all the big stuff should be on the bottom, that I just can't grab it with this thing. So it's just taking me so much longer. And what I don't like is that it's starting to tear up the turf, which this is not a big deal. I'm not really too worried about this section, but yeah, it's not looking good. So what I'll probably wind up just doing is just bringing in some lawn seed, smoothing this all out. Not that big of a deal, but like I said, you know, certain tools will make your life a lot easier. But I think those grappling hooks, because I have to install first, I have to install the little lever up here, as well as the kit to run that, because you have, you know, extra hydraulics to it. So I think that I'm looking at least $2,000 to $4,000. Don't quote me on that. I think that the kit alone is worth about $1,000 to $1,500, and then I don't know with the grappling hook on top of that. So just say $1,500 to $3,000, which is quite a bit for doing this not too often. But we're just gonna keep making the best as we can, try to get this done and get going. So let's go ahead and do it. Alright guys, so I finally got this pile all cleaned up. So this is what it looks like as of right now. I had to basically back the truck up and get all the rest of the stuff by hand, which was just a pain. So honestly, I would have to say this was an absolute fail today. This has typically been a very simple job where, like I said, I can get the forks on the tractor and kind of scoop it up like a fork in spaghetti basically. And then basically the little leftover cleanup stuff, just throw it in there. But there was so much more smaller stuff in this than there was a lot of bigger branches like what we typically see. So just way too much. So hopefully you guys learn how not to do it in this video. And I would be happy to say that I clearly failed this today. We got it done, just took a lot longer than what I wanted to. And so a job like this, I only charge $200, and that's just for loading it up and then going about 3 minutes down the road and then dumping it. That's not including dumpy fees. How you doing? Gotta say hi to everybody. So that's not including dumpy fees. So I told him whatever it's gonna cost. Basically, I'm gonna put that on you. So definitely probably should have been a lot more knowing what we do know now, but that's okay. So let's go get this truck dumped and we'll call it a day probably early. So let's do it. We're here at the dumping yard. So I'm gonna dump this truck real quick so we can get going. That is so much easier than having to scoop that out. I remember the days I had to do that. So anyway, so I got my back piece right here. So I'm gonna throw this in there. Just like that. Gotta lower this back down. Just get my little netting. Throw it over. So that is it. So got that all dumped. What's funny is that, so with all this social distancing going on, in order for me to pay for this, what they had to do was I had to yell, they were inside the building, I had to yell my credit card number to them so they can charge it. And it's really funny. So if you guys want to purchase anything, my credit card number is actually sorry guys, my battery just died. I completely forgot what I was talking about before it died. So anyway, so now we're gonna head back to the condo, load up the tractor back in the trailer. I think we're gonna call it an early day, just because, like I said, right now I don't think we're technically supposed to be working. There's talks about there being revoking our business license, days in jail, and even like $5,000 fine or something like that. So until we figure out whether or not I can work, because like I said, I can't see why I can't work if I'm working solo, if I'm not working around people, should not be a problem. But you know, we'll see what happens. I might just email them personally, the government, and just say, hey, I think this is why because I think you can debate and argue with them about why you think you should be able to work, which I personally think I should. So the drive that I have on the way back, it's a fairly narrow road, so I'm gonna let you guys go. So I will see you guys back at the condo. All right, guys, so all loaded up, all good to go. We're gonna call it early today, just because there's not really much we can do right now until we figure out kind of what the rules are, the laws are. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't do what I did, and or at least learn from my mistakes and use this video to your advantage. So I'll see you guys next time on Ambro's SUPPORT.